All right, guys, so welcome to the land of algebra, right? So we are going to sort of solve these proportions. So to do that, you are going to use that cross multiplying to create a one-step equation. You're going to follow the steps below to solve the given proportion. All right, so here is our first step. It says step 1, use the cross products property to set up an equation. So that's what we were doing, right? Where we had A over B is equal to C over D. And we can then multiply and multiply to create sort of an equivalent equation. So we are going to do that here. So here is a situation. We've got a mystery on our hands. So we are going to try to solve for x. Okay, so we're given some information and we're going to use this sort of strategy here to set it up. So we'll say, okay, I know that in the A spot, we look at this over here, is our x. I'm going to say x times, and I look across, it would be D. What's in the D spot? 14. So x times 14 is equivalent to, let's look this way, 6 times 35. All right, so as we sort of simplify here, we can say, well, 14 times x can look like 14x. We can kind of get rid of, it's implied that there is multiplication happening when a variable, the x, the mystery, is connected to a whole number. So it equals, well, we can combine these like terms because they're both whole numbers, and we're just multiplying. So 6 times 35 gets us 210. So we've done step 1. We've used cross products, right, to set up our equation. Okay, we have an equation. We still have a mystery on our hands because we don't know the value of x yet. So in order to find the value of x, what we're going to do is we're going to divide. We're going to divide to solve. Well, why are we going to divide and what are we going to divide? Well, right now, 14 and x are connected, right? And x is sort of like, please, I need some space, a little social distance, if you will. Please, 14, be gone, right? So 14's like, all right, whatever. Well, right now they're connected by multiplication, and we need to unconnect them by using the inverse operation, which is division. So we're going to divide both sides by 14. So this leaves, right? 14 divided by 14 is really just 1. And x is like, oh, I'm finally by myself, right? Because 1x is just the same as saying x. So legal to do, so long as whatever you do to one side, you do the same thing to the other. So 210 divided by 14 ends up giving us 15. So we divided to solve the equation. So now we know that x, or 1x, is equivalent to 15. And the way that we check this is we go back to our original physical setup. We go back to where we started, and we're going to say, all right, x, you're no longer a mystery. We're calling you a 15. So 15 in x's place over 6 equals 35 over 14. Okay, and then what we're going to do is we're going to solve. You can do it in one of two ways. You can simply divide, right? Simplify them both down. 15 divided by 6, if you use a calculator, you end up with 2.5. 35 divided by 14, you end up with 2.5. So they are equivalent. You can also go back to your cross multiplying, and you can do 15 times 14. Well, 15 times 14 gets you 210, and 35 times 6 gets you 210. So you can say 210 equals 210, right? You said this 210 and that 210, and you say, are they equivalent? And you go, why, yes, they are. It checks out. Check. So you can have the satisfaction of writing your check mark. Or if you divided, you could say 2.5 equals 2.5. And you could say, well, yes, it does. Check. So this is the process here. It's sort of like a note sheet. Use it as you set up and try to solve these next proportions in your work.